For this moment has prepared you for this game?
Like last week, having a bye week, being able to relax a little bit before, what we would see as the next big game. Just being able to focus and study the things that I need to study last week. Being able to watch some college football and getting a deer stand last week and just chill.
But big picture for this LSU Alabama game, do you guys feel like you're better equipped than you've been in the past to maybe answer some of the questions that they've exploited in the past?
Oh yeah, no doubt. And I can speak for the offense. I know that we have the players to do the things that we need to do, to follow the game plan, to execute the things we need to execute, and go out and practice this week, make sure everything's polished up, and go to the game and do our job.
How big of a difference maker is Joe in that equation?
Oh, huge. Joe, like I said before, Joe is our field general. He understands everything that goes on, understands, as far as being able to check out of plays, check into plays, see coverages, see defensive fronts. He's the field general, and Joe took that role, and he's doing an amazing job at it.
Does he make you all more confident because of that ability?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Me personally, being in the backfield next to Joe is always like I just always feel like I can't do wrong. Understanding, the things that he sees and being able to see the things that he wants always kind of leads us in the right direction, and he points us and we go.
What's the best way for a player to mentally prepare for this game, especially being from Baton Rouge and knowing how big it gets?
For me, being from Baton Rouge, that's like I was talking to my mom, my dad. It's a dream come true to be able to play in this game, especially we've been the #1 team in the country, and this is always like you scroll on Twitter sometimes and you see like, oh, this is the most, the teams that's been 1 and 2 the most, seeing each other the most. So like you see those things like that and you're like, oh well, this is gonna be a big game, and then I come here, check in, and that's the least of my worries. It's more executing what I need to do. If everybody does the right things, then no doubt in my mind that we'll take care of business.
Clyde, I'm trying to get a little bit more background on you. I talked to Coach Fertitta earlier today. He said the first time that you touched the football was a punt return for a touchdown. So
Yes.
how was that feeling going from that progression, that Catholic high, to coming to LSU and being their featured back right now?
Just in that aspect, I was always seen as not the tallest or not the best person to be on the field. Just always had that chip on my shoulder. So, I feel like that really, I don't want to say started the spark for me, but it was a big step in my life. Being able to, as a freshman, touch the ball, punt return. Peter called telling me to get away from the ball, and I pick it up and do score a punt return. That's something that kind of lit that fire and made me feel like I'm a guy that can be looked at as good or great in some aspects, and then being able to come to LSU and learn from some great guys my freshman year, last year do what I needed to do as far as the playing time that I received, and then this year, every time my number's been called, I was able to produce and do the right things in order to keep us in games, or even give us that edge to win games.
And Fertitta said that you actually were talking to the running back group last week, and you want to share what you spoke to them about?
Just understanding patience. At Catholic right now they have a stable. They have a stable of running backs, and that's what we do. That's what we do at Catholic. Darius left there. I left from there, and we have 2 amazing seniors right now that's at Catholic, and they're handling their business. So, as far as the things that I've encountered in my life, being able to go talk to those guys and give them insight on the things that they need to learn, or the things that they need to do in order to become not just good football players, but good people. And that's like a big thing in my life. Dad was in the Marines, stepdad's in the Marines, mom was in the military. It's just something that's always been instilled in me.
What kind of improvements have the offensive line made this year? Often this game is decided in the trenches.
Just with the amount of reps that I played last year, you can say, from last year to this year, I can say, okay, well, they feel like you blocked the run a little better. and I watch film, but getting in-game feels is really the difference. This year I feel like there really hasn't been a problem. Some people pick out things that they want to pick out, but I mean, as far as the O-line, I mean, they're meshing. It's like my best friends, they're like Joe's best friends. So anything that we ask, it can be literally for one play. As far as I just need you to take this step on this play and work up to this linebacker. I mean, they understand it. Coach Craig does an amazing job as far as coaching and understanding the things that needs to be done, understanding the way sometimes Joe wants to sit in the pocket, they can adjust to it, or the way the way we're running the ball at certain times, they adjust. I mean, this offensive line, I can't ask for better. They've done an amazing job, and anything that I accomplish, I mean, those guys get majority of the credit.
Does this game help being on the road kind of manage the hype?
I look at it as going to play football field, 110 yards, 120 yards, including the end zones, 53 yards across. So I mean, that's my thing. Once I'm on the field, I'm really not even worried about everything else going around.
With a bye week, how do you guys as an offense balance maybe adding some new wrinkles here and there for this game versus just focusing on what got you guys here and what you guys do really well?
Everything in our offense is just building blocks. It's nothing that's going to be out of the ordinary. The things that we do are the things that we're going to do as an offense. And like Coach E and Coach Joe Brady say, we can only beat ourselves as far as the things that we do on offense. If we execute, everybody does the right things. I mean, we moved the ball, and we've shown and we've proved it.
Was it nice to get a little bit of adversity with that look that Auburn gave you guys in that game, and then taking some time to kind of study that a little bit?
Oh yeah, no doubt. You can see when guys kind of lock in different. You go in the locker room and you understand, okay, well this guy, everybody gets into a gear like, okay, well it's a close game, and now let's step it up a notch, and that's something that we were able to do. Every guy has, that next level. And I feel like, after this is our second bye week, I feel like, now this is that home run stretch when we're going to have, many more weeks to compete.
Did you think it was important for the offense, just in general in that Auburn game, to show that you could still pound the rock if you wanted to, and, you're not just slinging it around the yard, that you could win in a different way?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I know. That's been our thing the entire year. Get playmakers in space, and I know that's a big thing. Everybody probably sees that as the pass, but it's not necessarily that. It's getting guys in certain skill sets in their comfort zone and being able to, let them do what they do in their comfort zone. That was, I went in at halftime. Coach E looked at me. He was like, "Hey, get ready." Coach Brady was like, "Hey, this is why you came. You can catch the ball. You can do all those things, but let's run the ball." And then Joe talked to the O-line, we talked to the O-line, and we made things work.
You mentioned that kind of adjustment, like each game you'll approach the game differently, game plans like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's it been like in the middle of the game or at halftime, or just the adjustments that you guys have been able to make this season? How does that kind of work behind the scenes?
We can make adjustments on the fly. I mean, it's to the point, like I said, Joe being able to check in and out of things, see things. I mean, the time, the play clock, we can literally, like Joe can look at the play clock and literally, make an adjustment, lean, tap me, give me a certain look. Like it's those things that you do at practice. That's why, like I feel like we are the hardest practicing team in America. So, I mean, when we go out there, like tomorrow on a Tuesday, and running into some adversity, a couple plays might not work just because we go best on best. I mean, we give each other looks. We all understand this is a point of adversity. So being able to fight through it is something that we work on at practice. And when we go out there on the field, it's just the stands being filled, and we just doing the same things we do on the practice field.
Right. And whenever you arrive back in for halftime, what's it like when the coaches come in with those ideas, what they've seen? What's that kind of conversation like in general?
Everything is kind of give and tell. I give feedback to the coach, they bring it back in, they give it to Coach E, Coach Brady, and then they feed it back to T-Rob, and then T-Rob will come back and feed it. Like everything is kind of like a cycle. I might see some things in the game like, okay, well this guy is doing this on this run, so we can just and everything is kind of just making adjustments on the fly. And that's, I mean, like I said, we do it week in and week out at practice. This is something we do.
Clyde, do you allow the potential of what's riding on this game, potentially being a playoff spot? Do you let that be a motivating factor going into this game, or does that make it bigger than it needs to be? How do you kind of approach that?
No doubt, it's big motivation. You talk about it. It's something since they implemented the playoffs. It's something that I know every guy in their locker room wanted to play in, and I feel like this game is the next game is the most important game on our schedule right now, and being able to get in the playoffs and compete for a national championship is something that this team deserves. It's something that this state, city, everybody deserves in this area.